I'm Adrian Carbajal. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. Artemis II crew are on the first human trip to the moon in over 50 years, traveling the farthest distance from Earth ever traveled by any human mission, about 252,000 miles. Our City Walker has more from a former astronaut and Texas A&M professor about what this mission means and what could come next.
The crew aboard the Artemis II are on a historic journey.
And in Greek mythology, Apollo was a god and Artemis was his twin sister.
Bonnie J. Dunbar, former astronaut and Texas A&M professor, knows the feeling well. She spent over 1,000 hours in space, according to NASA.
What we learned out of a lot of that, the moon actually used to be part of the Earth.
She explained Artemis is a program similar to Apollo, the first trip back to the moon in 5 decades.
This will be the farthest we've ever been away from Earth, about 252,000 miles.
Artemis 1 sent Orion to orbit the moon. Artemis 2 is completing the flyby, and by Artemis 4, they hope to land another crew on the moon.
You don't see the far side. It's always one side facing the Earth.
All discovering parts of the moon we don't see.
We're going to the south pole of the moon. There's a place where you're going to see sunlight most of the time.
Exploring a possibility for a habitat and fuels.
We believe we've detected water ice. And if we can extract that, then we have a source of water.
And a permanent lunar base.
Perfect place to better, study our own planet, but also looking out into the universe.
Discovering features never seen with human eyes.
That's why they're not only taking pictures, they're doing verbal descriptions back to the researchers and scientists.
On a new chapter.
We are moving ahead, not just as one nation, but really as humanity.
For history and for humans.
We explore, we are curious, inquisitive, and the fruits of our labor help improve the quality of our life.
Dunbar explained after the flyby they'll do what's called a free trajectory back to Earth, and they'll reach us by Friday. There's a different strain of COVID going around, and cases have now appeared in 25 states, including here in Texas. The COVID variant that is spreading has the ability to dodge your antibodies. Our Juliana Jackson heard from a Central Texas doctor who says for most people, this variant may just feel like the common cold.
It has a name that sounds more like summer than sickness, but health officials say the Cicada variant of COVID-19 is something worth paying attention to. The variant, officially known as BA.3.2, earned its nickname because much like the insect, it stayed largely undetected underground.
If it makes enough mutations in some part of the virus to be considered different, they'll kind of do a new name.
The CDC got to work analyzing nasal swabs, clinical samples, and wastewater surveillance samples across the country. As of February 11th, cases have been confirmed in at least 25 states, including Texas.
Mutated several of the what's called spike proteins, and that kind of helps it avoid some of the initial defenses of our immune system.
People who are vaccinated may not be as protected as they think. Experts say the variant is highly transmissible. As for symptoms, doctors say they look familiar.
Generally with this one, there is a very sore throat, headache, occasional body aches, fever, plus or minus, kind of depends on the person. A cough can go along with it.
Dr. Newman wants Central Texans to take a breath before panicking.
For a lot of people who've either been vaccinated or have had COVID in the past, this may seem just like another mild flu or a cold for a lot of them.
He says the best defense starts with the basics, getting plenty of rest, staying hydrated, eating well, and staying home when you're sick.
Interesting to see how much this spreads and how much of an impact it makes on the community. It'll be one of those we kind of don't know until it happens.
Health officials are keeping a close eye on how quickly Cicada continues to spread. Doctors say if you're feeling under the weather and your symptoms aren't improving, don't wait, get tested, and reach out to your healthcare provider. And those are your headlines from Central Texas.